Hello, smart, successful lady bosses. This is Chanelle Washington, profit strategist, serial entrepreneur, registered nurse, business mentor, pumpkin pies mommy, and Philly girl living in the A. And tonight's class is all about brilliant branding. Tonight's class is all about brilliant branding, and we will be really talking about how to brand your business and defining your brand values. So this month I've been diving deep into this topic, and I'm really excited to bring you this series. So if you are checking out the replay, I want to say thank you for being here. Please type replay in the comments. I appreciate you when you come back through and catch some of the live streams. I definitely take notice, and I also want to say thank you for sharing this and tagging some other smart, successful lady bosses. So while I give a few of you an opportunity to get into the room, I'm going to just talk a little bit about my background and why I am qualified to teach you this. Welcome, Brenda. Please go ahead and share this out in the Radiant Living Biz Success Circle. I would really appreciate it, and tag some other members of the tribe so that they can catch this live. Just a little bit about my background for those of you who are newer to me. I started my first business in the year 2000, and the name of my business was Indigo Fair Beauty. I started it with a $500 investment and grew it into over $200K in just one revenue stream. And when I say that, that's primarily from my online and e-commerce sales. I've had a brick and mortar space, a natural hair and skin studio. I've done certification programs, book sales, so many different streams of income. But part of it and part of my success in that business really had a lot to do with brilliant branding and the fact that I went from an unknown name to being able to attract and retain loyal clients from across the globe who were happy to pay premium prices for my premium plant-based hair care and beauty products. So welcome, Kayla. So glad that you're here. So that is what qualifies me to talk about this. I've done it on my own. I've built a six-figure brand, one time, and I'm working on it again for Radiant Living Biz. So, it's really important to understand some of the fundamentals that I'm sharing in this series. And I like to approach it, in a different way to just make you think a little bit differently. Of course, visual branding is important, and that's the thing that most people associate with branding. You think about logos, you think about colors, you think about taglines, domain names, and all of those things are important, but I want to dig a little deeper and give you some more insight to help you, shape a more memorable brand, because anybody can have a product, but every product is not a brand. So once you have a brand, you can continue to launch multiple products and services from that brand over time. So please, if you're in the room, go ahead and tag some of your biz besties, some of the women that you are connected with through Radiant Living Biz or any other groups, and make sure you have a pen and paper ready. You have your glass of whatever you're sipping on, or some tea for the evening, and we're going to get into this, okay? So the first thing I like to start with is a definition. And one of my favorite definitions of branding comes from a thought leader and author named Seth Godin. Seth Godin, Godin. And his definition is goes as follows. Seth defines a brand as the set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a customer's decision to choose one product or service over another. Okay? The set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a customer's decision to choose one product or service over another. Now, there's a second part to this. So let me try to get to it. But what does that bring to mind? Stories, expectations, relationships. Okay, here it is. All right. So here's this is the full definition, I think, that comes directly from his blog. So here it is again. A brand is the set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a customer's decision to choose one product or service over another. If the customer, whether it's a business, a buyer, a voter, or a donor, doesn't pay premium, make a selection, or spread the word, then no brand value exists for that customer. Okay? I think that's absolutely amazing when you think about it, right? There's 3 things that you ultimately want your customer to do to demonstrate that you have brand value, okay? And that's either paying a premium price, okay, spreading the word, or making a selection. So if none of those things are happening in your business, right, it's really time, or it's not happening often enough, you're struggling with price, okay? You're not getting referrals, or people are not choosing. They're just sitting on the fence, right? You're not able to close the sale. Those are indications that your brand strategy, needs work. And today, I'm just going to start with some of the very basics as it relates to values, because values is a key piece in defining your brand, shaping your brand strategy, and building your brand as a business. Okay? So, I appreciate those of you who have come in. Welcome, Rebecca. Welcome, Crystal. So glad that you're here. So now that we have our definition, okay, I want to do something fun. I want to look at some examples, all right, of companies that we're all familiar with, okay, when it comes to their brand values. And before I even get into that, I want to do the definition of values, all right? It's really important to know, for me, when I was working with one of my clients today, and we were, really getting into her brand and how we were developing her brand strategy. So a lot of words that we throw out, like niche, like marketing, like brand, but I like to go back to the basics and get a base of a definition and read it, think about it, study it, comprehend it, and, be able to articulate it in my own words so that I really know what it is that I'm doing. Hey, Barbara, so glad that you're here. Okay. So we're talking about how to brand your business and defining your brand values. How many people have worked on branding in this way before? Please let me know. I would love for you to indicate that by dropping an emoji. Have you worked on your branding? How much, we always do like a scale of 1 to 10. How confident do you feel? How effective do you feel your brand strategy is currently From 1 to 10, I would love to know. Okay? I would love to know. If you have specific questions, feel free to type them in the comments below. In the meantime, let me drop some links for you so that you can engage with me a little closer. The links are there, okay? So here we are. Great. Crystal's excited. Wonderful. Here's the definition of values, okay? The operating philosophies or principles that guide an organization's internal conduct as well as its relationship with its customers, partners, and shareholders. Core values are usually summarized in the mission statement or the company's statement of core values. Okay, so let's break that down. Welcome, Denise. All right. And please go ahead and throw some hearts so other people who are following the Radiant Living Biz page will know that this live stream is happening, and perhaps they can catch it during the live stream. The operating philosophies and principles. What do you believe? What do you stand for? What do you believe? What do you stand for? Talk back to me, ladies. If you're here with me live, I want you to just jot down 3 things that you believe in. 3 things that you stand for. Okay? What comes to mind right away? What do you believe in? What do you stand for in your business or your personal brand? This applies to both your business or your personal brand. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? Okay? It should be guiding the organization's internal conduct. How do you behave? How do you show up? And its relationships with its customers. Tying back to the word relationships, right? In the original definition of branding, okay, that we went over from Seth Godin. Core values, yeah. And they're usually summarized in the mission statement. And we'll get into that in a different live stream. But I see the things coming through. I love it. Let me read some of them. So Denise says excellence. Crystal says integrity, trust, authenticity. I know she's a relationship coach. That's great. Barbara, integrity, freedom, and joy. I definitely see that with you, Barbara. Denise says relationship, excellence, relationship, trust. So we hear these things, these values, you know, and the question becomes, how do you create stories around that? How do you create memories around that? How do you ensure your team is on board with it? How do you have the best chance of the perception, you know, of your clients and prospects to see what it is that you see, right? Or what your intention is. Because we all know, a lot of us are nurses, right? We all know, welcome to Mika, that when you communicate, right, the receiver is not always going to get the same message that the sender has sent, okay? So you want to think about it that way with branding, okay? So it's all about really what the receiver is perceiving, okay? You can have the best expectations in the world, but it's all about what the receiver thinks, what the receiver is picking up on, and what the receiver believes. Because again, going back to that definition, what 3 things demonstrate that the receiver perceives your brand as being valuable? Somebody tell me, what 3 things that we talked about in the definition of branding? What are we looking for? What outcomes, what evidence are we looking for to demonstrate that brand value exists in the eyes of the customer or client? Somebody tell me. And then we're going to get into this exercise, okay? Rebecca stated her values are love, excellence, patience, and integrity, okay? Yes. So as nurse bosses, lady bosses, next six-figure bosses, it's really key for us to begin to think beyond just the visuals and now say, as a leader, I'm responsible for translating these values, and that becomes a mission statement into my company's conduct, into how we show up, into our relationships, into how we operate, right? And we've all, worked at organizations where the maybe the values didn't necessarily line up with what we saw playing out on a day-to-day basis, or maybe it did, okay? But think about those and what were the factors that contributed to a successful execution of the brand, like the brand, in action, okay? Or the cases when it was not the case. And it's just, words plastered in a brochure or on the wall, but it's not in the hearts of those who are carrying out that mission on a day-to-day basis, right? We want to think about that. So that might be a little challenging. So some of you came in a little later. You might need me to repeat it. But I'm going to go back to the definition of, I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to tell you from memory, okay? Because this is how I want you to, when you read and you read about business, I want you to really, with anything, I want you to really comprehend it, okay? So read for the sake of understanding, even if it's not word for word. What is it that we took away from that definition? So what I took away from the definition, and what I understand that the brand value, the customer's evidence, I'm looking for them to pay premium pricing, right? Happily pay premium pricing, for them to spread the word, and for them to make a selection. Got it? So happily pay premium pricing, okay? Spread the word, make a selection, and spread the word. Got it? So those three things are what we should be looking at as evidence, all right? And as a profit strategist, this ties into what I do with teaching, six-figure sales process and, how to ensure that you have consistent cash flow and clients and cash flow in your business. That all ties into branding. So when I talk about sales, right, and we all think that sales is such a dirty word, but essentially Seth is saying the same thing. Did they choose to pay premium? What does that mean? A sale was made, right? Did they choose to make a selection? What does that mean? They made a purchase. They invested. They bought something. A sale was made, okay? And then did they feel so amazing about either their sale or their experience or their relationship with the brand that they wanted to tell somebody else, okay? So Denise is saying repeat that. So let me repeat just in case for those who came in a little bit later. Seth Godin's definition of branding, which is what the basis of my class, the reference for my class is, what I'm utilizing is a brand is a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships taken together. Okay, what does that mean? It's not just one thing. You can't just have memories. You can't just have relationships. You need all of those things. The set of expectations, the memories, the stories, the relationships that taken together account for a customer's decision, right, to choose one product over or service over another. If the customer, whether it's a business, a buyer, a voter, or a donor, doesn't pay premium, make a selection, or spread the word, then no brand value exists for that customer. Okay. So those are the 3 things that we're looking for. Okay. So if they are to choose, to pay premium for your service, okay, there's a brand value. You guys see I got a new do, right? I paid premium for my do because the expectation was set. When I went on Instagram and I saw this salon, right, there was an expectation based on the perception that I had that what I was going to receive was going to be immensely valuable for me and what I was looking for. All right. There was some unspoken subconscious messages that I received about what I could expect at this salon, and it tied into what was important to me. So I made a decision that I'm going. This is where I want to go. And price was not really my deciding factor. It was the fact that, I was looking for a certain service and a certain level of service and a certain expertise. Okay. So once I was convinced of that, all right, price was no longer an issue. You see how that works? Welcome, Tina. All right. Thank you, Crystal, saying that definition makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So that's a success. That's a win. Right. And now that I actually went and got the service, and yes, it did meet my expectation. So now what did I do? I spread the word. I spread the word right away. I took a video. I did a tag on shout out on my Instagram. I posted it on my page with the mention, right? That means there's brand value for me. I made a choice, and I likely will make the choice again. So I did all 3, right? So that is awesome. That is what we want to aspire to, not just, if no brand value existed, I can say, I'm going to just do my hair myself, or I'm going to just go and I'm shopping for price. Now, I'm calling around, how much is this service? Where can I get this at the cheapest price? I'm not looking for the cheapest price, right? So you want to think about when you're strategizing, why we say everybody is not your client, because there will be those clients who are always going to go on price. And there's times where, sometimes it's price, that's important, but you have to know what is the product, what is the service, like when is that, I'm going to give an example for my daughter's clothes. My daughter, being a little girl, she's growing up, growing out of her clothes. I like her to have nice things, right? But I have a limit on what I'm going to pay for those things for most of her clothes, because I understand that, my values, I want her to look nice, I want her to look cute, but she's going to grow out of these things, and I'm not willing to put but so much investment into these clothes. I would rather take her places and do other things and, make sure we're secured in other ways with my money. So that's when we talk about understanding your niche, understanding who your client is, and the demographic and the psychographic of your client, okay, and of your market, okay. So a lot of strategy can go into building your brand. You have to understand, what are people thinking? And then how do you figure out what it, you can't just reach inside my brain. How do you get that information? How do you do that research? All right. I left a link here for those of you who are saying, Chanelle, this makes a lot of sense to me. I've been following you. I would love to be able to ask you questions and help you and have your input on my brand strategy. I left a link there. It's BIT. It's not BIT. It's PayPal.me. PayPal.me. I hope I didn't put a Bitly link there. Let me see. I'm so in Bitly link mode. Let me see. Yeah, I did PayPal.me. It's PayPal.me/ Radiant Living Biz /97. Okay. You can book a Ask Me Anything session if you want to deal strictly with branding for 30 minutes. You can have my brain on your business. and deal with some of these things, okay? To help you get more clear, to help you come up with some ideas, and to be smarter with your strategy if you are looking to build a six-figure brand, attract more of the right clients and not just, spin your wheels, marketing and advertising without the right foundation for your brand, okay? So we have that. All right, so we talked about brand. We talked about the definition of branding. We talked about the definition of values. Now we're going to look at some examples of values. You ladies have shared some of your values. Integrity came up, trust came up, excellence, love, joy, freedom came up. Now we're going to look at some common brands, okay? Are you enjoying this so far? Got a connection issue. Let me know what your thoughts are on this class so far. How to build your business, defining brand values. I would love to know. Welcome, Kizzy. Glad you're here. So, we're going to be looking at some examples, some brilliant examples of company values. And I found this online, on a blog online. And I'm going to share it with you. I think it'll be a fun exercise, okay? So, I'm going to shout out a like a household name brand, okay, and company. And I'm going to give you and I want you to shout out just what are some of the brand names, what are some of the values that you feel are associated with this particular brand. Hey, Ife, how are you? Okay. So, American Express. American Express. What are 3 values that you feel are associated with American Express? Let's have some fun with it. If you're not typing, you're tapping. If you're not typing, you're tapping the hearts and throwing up some hearts, okay? All right. So, American Express. What comes to mind? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Ife saying great credit. Okay. High standards, expensive, frequent flyer miles. Great customer service. Good credit. Class, your ticket too. Awesome. So I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna give you the list. American Express. Oh, Barbara said harder to get. American Express, customer commitment, quality, integrity, teamwork, respect for people, good citizenship, a will to win, personal accountability. I like that personal accountability thing, right? Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay. So next, let me choose the next one. Keep tapping. Throw the hearts up for me, ladies. It's not too late to share this if you're enjoying what it is that we're sharing. Hey, Tamara, this is how to brand your business, how to build, what did I write? How to build your brand and defining your values for your business, okay? All right, so Barnes and Noble booksellers. Barnes and Noble booksellers. What 3 qualities, what 3 values come to mind when you think about Barnes and Noble booksellers? Barnes and Noble booksellers. I'll wait for a few of your answers. I appreciate you ladies being here. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying what it is that you're learning here, make sure you click the links that I've shared and you follow me across social media. YouTube, Instagram stories are always popping every day. You can also sign up for the Nurse Boss Biz class or any of the other downloads that I have. Scroll back on my Facebook business page. Make sure you're connected with me personally as well so you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so on Barnes & Noble booksellers. I see Weathered the Storm versus Amazon, longevity, hard to find books, community, great customer service, still relevant and thriving as a storefront. So, okay, that's the perception, okay? All right, okay. Robert says stay a while. They have food, books, and couches. So, customer service, quality, empathy, respect, integrity, responsibility, and teamwork, okay? All right, so that's Barnes & Noble. All right, Let's do Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. What comes to mind? Coca-Cola. And as we're sharing these, values, again, think about what are your philosophies? What do you stand for? What are your principles in your business? Yes, Brenda says everywhere for Coca-Cola. Sure is. International. Yes. We have the world of Coca-Cola here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's an amazing experience. If you've never had an opportunity to come, it's a nice place to visit with your family. Classic tradition. Okay. All right. Worldwide longevity. All right. Coca-Cola, leadership, the courage to shape a better future, collaboration, leveraging collective genius, integrity, be real, accountability, if it is to be, it's up to me, passion, committed in heart and mind, diversity, as inclusive as our brands, and quality. What we do well. So that's what they had to share. All right. Let's see. Okay, here's one of my favorites. IKEA. I'm going to do maybe two more, and then I'm going to open up for some Q&A. IKEA. What 3 values do you think represents that brand the best for IKEA? Ooh, I got a couple more. Okay, this is fun. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. IKEA. So, current, stylish, convenience, economy, international, contemporary, affordable. Okay, here we go. So, IKEA. Humbleness and willpower. Leadership by example. Daring to be different. Togetherness and enthusiasm. Cost consciousness. Constant desire for renewal. Accept and delegate responsibility. I like that. Okay. And okay, we're gonna do. No, let's skip this one. We're gonna do 2 more. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Squarespace. You may or may not know about Squarespace. Squarespace is a website design company, a web hosting company. Squarespace. Anybody familiar with Squarespace? And being a customer of Squarespace for some years, I've had my last 2 websites hosted on Squarespace, and I built one for customers there. No, it's not like, no, not the Square, not like Cash App, not that one. Squarespace. Crystal said Squarespace is bae. Yes, for the cool kids. I know nothing about it. I'm using Squarespace right now to DIY my website. Yes, okay, so, all right, so let me just, some of you may not know about it. Convenient, flexible, affordable, modern. That's what Kizzy says. Okay, so only 2 people so far know about it. So that's interesting, right? Okay, anybody else? Brenda says she's known nothing. Okay, so Squarespace notes. So Crystal says sleek, stylish, and easy to use. Okay, so for me, I'll say, not for me, it's right here. Squarespace, be your own customer. Empower individuals. Design is not a luxury. Good work takes time. Optimize towards ideals. And simplify. I think they do the simplify part so well. Like it's really when it comes to making a selection and kind of sticking with them, it's really hard for me to want to consider something else because it's so simple. I find it very simple and, like Crystal said, easy to use. Yes. You like empower your creative. Yeah, it's empower individuals. Design is not a luxury. So I like that as well. I got so many compliments from my websites. I don't actively have them up right now through Squarespace. That's kind of a long story. That's another live stream. But I'll be relaunching, and I probably won't be using it this time. I'm working with my team, and they're gonna be doing some design work for me. But they really kind of had me. I certainly would recommend them. For being simple and easy to use, and really getting a good quality design without being a designer. So that's Squarespace. Okay, the final one, Starbucks coffee. Starbucks coffee. Let's have someone with fun with this one. Starbucks. You ladies having fun with this class? Thank you for being here. I know a lot of you will catch this tomorrow or the next day. Because it's pretty late, almost 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I had to get pumpkin pie rested. Okay. Starbucks coffee. Let's see what you have to say. What are the values? And I trust that this exercise is helping you think about what your philosophies are, what your principles are. Starbucks is fun, okay? All right. They spell your name incorrectly on purpose. Too expensive for me, okay? Pay $5 for 50-cent coffee brand. Starbucks is bougie, honey. I love it. Comfort, customer service, and trendy. A line around the corner in the morning. Okay. I love $5 for 50-cent coffee. What did we talk about? Brand value exists when people are willing to pay premium, right? They're willing to pay that premium for that. They're willing to pay that premium, okay? Lifestyle, trendy. Okay, so let's see what they have to say. Creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome. Acting with courage, challenging the status quo, and finding new ways to grow our company and each other. Being present, connecting with transparency, dignity, and respect. And then delivering our very best in all we do, holding ourselves accountable for results. Wow. I think when you think about doing the best, and I think they do a pretty good job in making that 50-cent $5 coffee. Like, when you think about it, most of the time, I like the fact that you can ask for it extra hot, because I hate for my coffee to get cold. And I like being able to specify and say, can you make it extra hot? Like, I like that. Like, am I willing to pay premium for it? That's why I made $6. Yeah, for that coffee. Okay, to get it, they deliver the very best in all that they do. Yeah, it is very trendy. Remember the unicorn coffee or whatever they had? Okay. Tanner says they have great benefits. So, okay. Awesome. So those are, for those who are just coming in, okay? We were just going through an exercise of sharing some of the values of brilliant brands. We defined the definition of branding. We defined the definition of values. And now I'm here to, I hope, and you shared some of your values in your business. For those who came in a little later, if you want to share what your values are in your business, what 3 values are that you stand for, that you believe in your business, please share it in the comments. And then I'll be open for a few questions. I'll take a few questions before we wrap up with this class. All right? And Blanca said, although they appear bougie, it's still reachable to most. Yeah. So like they said, that warm feeling of community, like everyone belongs. So it's just bougie enough, but you can still come in and spend that $5, right? Oh, Tamara said they give out scholarships. I didn't know that, and I didn't know about how they treat the employees. Somebody said good benefits, so that's good to know. That's interesting to know. Yeah, because when I get in the line, like at Starbucks, I sit there and I'm like, why am I here forcing myself to buy a coffee? Like when I just want a cup of coffee, when I'm just a regular cup of coffee kind of girl, the only thing there that I love, they only have it seasonally, and that is the salted caramel mocha. Ooh, Lord. And look, after the holiday season is gone, they'll say, oh, well, we have it, but we don't have the salt. Well, then you don't have it, because I want the salt, right? That's what makes the drink. So that's the only thing that I feel like that I go crazy for. But, yeah, so the rest of the things, I'll be in there looking like, why am I here? Why am I even going to spend my money? Like, what am I doing? What is this? Why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? But I keep doing it, you know? So I do like the banana bread warmed, and I like just a couple of things with the most of their things is sitting in the glass. It's just not looking too appealing for me. But yes, it's a great place to say, meet me at Starbucks. Like, okay, I'm gonna give one quick example when we talk about branding, right? I wanted to meet somebody for a coffee date here locally in Atlanta, and she said, let's meet. She said Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I did not feel inspired. Now, listen, I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts all day long. If I was going to a hospital shift and I want to pick up my coffee, I'll go through and get my hazelnut coffee all day long. But I don't want to go in there because it doesn't give me the feeling of success and I'm a lady boss and none of that stuff, right? So it's just funny, like how, branding impacts us and the decisions that we make, how we feel. It's really interesting because I want to meet you at Starbucks. I don't want to meet you at Dunkin' Donuts because it just doesn't, for me, the perception is not one of where an entrepreneur would go. Yeah, so it's just interesting. So Brenda's question is, what if a person is just thinking about starting a business? Can I help? Absolutely, I can help. I can help. If that person is thinking about it, but my client is one that's doing a little bit more than thinking. They're pretty confident that this is what they want to do. They just need the right direction. So what I would recommend you do is to click the link. If you are a nurse boss or a lady boss, you can go to bit.ly/Radiant Digital Shop. Okay. And you can click on the bundle that is best suited for you. If you're a nurse boss, definitely click the nurse boss bundle. Get started with that. I created it as a core training for you to understand the blueprint of what I did to go from a $500 startup to over $200K in just one revenue stream, and the blueprint of what you need to be doing to scale your business, to attract your ideal clients, to close sales. And for the lady bosses, the bundle is similar. So that is what I recommend that you get started with right away. All right. I trust that answered your question. The next one is Tamara's just sharing her values. Any other questions, anybody? Any other questions before we wrapped up? How did you like this class? How did you like this? If you missed out, so far I've done 10 reasons why you're 10 reasons why you're struggling to build a 6-figure brand. Okay, so go back and check that one out. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much. Tamara's values are trustworthy, caring, compassion, and excellent care. Yes. Shout out to Home Care for the Carolinas. And Blanca, values include honesty, integrity, and being reliable. Awesome. One tip I will share, okay? One tip I will share, and I've talked about this, how important market research is in building your brand. And if you are, whether you're actively, serving your clients, growing your business, or you're just getting started, surveys are so important. I use SurveyMonkey, and recently I sent out to my email list, you may have received one, a brand awareness survey, just to get some insight on what my client's perception is of my brand. And I ask key specific questions, and this is something that you want to do periodically in your business, maybe quarterly, and then be able to work it into your brand strategy, your marketing strategy, because it's really, really important, again, what they think. We can have our ideals all day long, but what is actually being perceived by those who are consuming the information, and what are they saying about you when you walk out of the room, right? So that's all I have for you tonight, ladies. I trust that this was helpful. You have the definition of branding. You have the definition of values. I gave you some great examples, and you really want to, think about why you exist, right? Where you're going, what kind of relationship, what do you want the relationships, the conduct, the operations to be like in your organization. So it's all up to you. And trust that this was some inspiration from some of the great brands that we know of. So if you have questions, please post them below in the comments. Again, I have some spots available. I look forward to working with some of you. If you want to utilize my expertise to help you build your brilliant brand, and you want to get an Ask Me Anything private strategy session with me, the link is there. PayPal.me/Radiant Living Biz /97. You can get on my calendar, and I will be happy to support you and consult with you specifically for your business. I also want to let you know, because many people don't know, that Radiant Living Biz, we do offer graphic bundles and logo services through my amazing graphic team. With a fast turnaround, revisions, and just high quality service. So if that is something that you need for your visual branding, to save time, to have consistency, just a brand that is really compelling and really a visual expression of these values, okay? So that when people see you on social media, online, on your offline marketing, everything is cohesive and pulled together, then please reach out to me in the comments or the inbox so that you can order your graphic bundles or graphic bundle and design packages. The question, do I only help nurses? Majority of my clients are nurses right now, just because of the direction that Radiant Living Biz is going to, moving towards on social media, where our presence is. And because I'm a nurse and I'm a nurse boss, I attract many nurse bosses, but I my credentials and my background. I've been an entrepreneur since the year 2000. I've grown businesses in the beauty and wellness space, consulting, and information product markets, and I help smart, successful lady bosses. I work with smart, successful lady bosses who are ready to earn their next six figures. So the criteria, no, you do not have to be a nurse. It's just that, I relate well to nurses, and, many of my clients happen to have backgrounds in nursing, but no, that is not a prerequisite for me to help you get results. All right. So thank you so much for the questions. I appreciate you. Reach out to me anytime. Look at the links that I've shared. I'll do it one more time for those who came in a little later. And do not, don't wait on it. This is so important. As we see, it shapes everything that it is that you're doing. So if your brand strategy is off, your clients, attraction will be off, or you'll attract the wrong clients, and then you'll wonder why you're not generating the income that you desire for your business. It's key, it's important, it's fundamental, and it's one of my areas of expertise. So if you would like to work with me and get my eyes on your business, I look forward to, having the time with you. And any questions that you have, feel free to reach out in the inbox. Thank you so much for watching, and again, sharing this live stream is the best way to thank me. I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing evening, or whenever this finds you. More radiance.